Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
We're back with a new deck tech, but this one's actually a little special one that one of our patrons actually sent us, and he was like, show it, see what people like, and we were like, yeah, always, for sure. So thank you again for all of your love and support, guys, and definitely thank you for sending this deck list. It looks pretty wild. We're going to delve into it here in just a second, but like I was just saying, we do have a Patreon, so go check it out. The link will be down below. It really just takes an extra $1 to give us some love and support and be greatly appreciated. If you want to see what all the kind of cool stuff we have down there, we have new tiers, we redid all of our Patreon, we have a lot of different stuff going on. So without further ado, let's delve into this Patreon exclusive deck that was sent to us. The deck's ruler is Hanzo. He's our kitty cat boy, you know, ninja cats.
Yep. And
the deck name is Pet Sematary. Because, I mean, we're dealing with the graveyard and we're dealing with kitty cats. And disgusting altars.
Yeah, of course.
That's what we're down. That's what it's about.
That has to happen.
So, our boy Hanzo. He's Divinity 10, Judgments for 2 green and 2, and energizes a green. So, basic Divinity ruler. He flips into a 10-10, and then Divinity 10 and enter, flip a revealed rune face down, so you can use it again, essentially.
That's all it really does.
Yeah, and that's really all you need him to do, because you just want free runes, because they're good.
Yeah, otherwise he's just a base 10-10.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? First up, his runes. They are pretty wild, so we're going to get through them. First up, we got Athenia's Love. It's a black and 1 for Divinity 2 quick cast. You pay 1 less if you control Athenia, Harvest, Corrupt, Chick.
Yep.
Deity of Harvest and Corruption. And you can choose Harvest or Corrupt. If you choose Harvest, entities you control gain Eternal. And if you choose Corrupt, your opponent banishes a Resonator.
It's just extremely good.
Yeah.
All of it's good.
Yeah, having this card at any moment is amazing.
Yeah. And the next one, of course, is a Harvesting Season. It's a 1 and 1 black Divinity 3 chant rune. You can pay 1 less to play this card from the room, so even turn 1 and you just start doing it. Put the top 10 cards of your deck in your graveyard. And we have been putting this in our decks for quite a while now because it's starting to be really good.
Yeah, it gets pretty out of hand real quickly because it just sets up so much stuff for you. Next up is Hanzo's Master Rune, Sealing Scroll, because if you're playing Hanzo, you're playing this rune, because it's just that good.
It's just good.
And it is 0, Divinity 2, quick cast, cancel target rune spell.
For 0.
So you're like, free, get rid of your spell, because you don't need your runes.
Yeah,
thanks.
Exactly. And that's what you mostly want to flip over when you do that again. That or this one, too. Bullet Ball Thunderclap, 1 green quick cast, Divinity 2. It's a chant rune, quick cast. I said that already. This card deals damage equal to the banished Resonator's attack to target Resonator. Now if this card was awakened, it deals that much damage to that target and your opponent instead.
Yeah.
Now the awakening cost is 2 green and 1. So for 3 green and 1, you get to just hit both at the same time.
Yeah, but if need be, you can just throw a dude at a dude to make sure that that thing doesn't happen.
It just dies, yeah.
And that's what makes this card so good, is because that dude's already probably going to die, so you might as well just throw that guy at somebody else.
Yep.
And then next up, that works real well with Bullet Ball, is Power of Immortality. It is a black and 1, Divinity 1. It's quick cast, chant rune. You pay 1 less to play this from a rune area, so essentially costs 1 black. And target Resonator gets +4/+0, and if it would die, it comes back into the play under your control, tapped.
Yep. So you play Power of Immortality first to get the extra buff, and then the green to toss it at a dude, and you get your dude back.
Yeah, and you get your dude back, which is kind of disgusting. And Power is just a good card.
It really is. It's super annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
Now, of course, our first creature of the deck is Onlooking Vampire. This is how we get our green, of course. 1 black, 4/4. Treat Darkness Magic Stones as you control Windstone, and all Darkness Stones tap for wind. And whenever Harvest or Corrupt is chosen, if Harvest was chosen, it gets +1/+1 in Drain. If Corrupt, a +1/+1 in Bane, which is very annoying.
Yeah. So you just get a 6/6 Drain and Bane if you get both.
Especially if that J Ruler tapped, and then you're just like, I have Bane now. And I swing and kill your dude because I don't care.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna kill your thing.
Yep.
Next up is our girl Lailah, Maiden of the Swamps. She is 1 black for 0/2. Whenever this card is put into a graveyard from the field, search your Magic Stone deck for a Swamp or a Darkness Magic Stone and put it into the field. Then shuffle your Magic Stone deck. No. So yeah, you're just freelo getting lands.
Now there could be a point on turn 2 where you have her out turn 1, and they play their turn 1 mana dork, and you just do the Power Immortality and the Berry Ball thing. So you sack her with Immortality, kill their dude, then you get an extra swamp, and she comes back.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how much she just helps fuel you up there.
Yep. hey, surprise, we have Perfect Loki in it. Because you've seen this probably in our brawls, and she's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or he, she. Perfect Loki. Black and a blue, quick cast, 8/1. Now, this has a lot of text, so bear with us. This card gains +0/+1 for each card in your graveyard. It has Enter. J Resonators, your opponent's controls get 0 - X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard, so that's fun. Now, as your J Ruler enters the field...
The last part is for Loki, which we don't have Loki, so you don't even really need it.
We don't worry about that at all.
Yeah.
So basically, she's just a board wipe.
Yeah. A one-sided board wipe.
Quick cast, one-sided board wipe.
Yeah, because comes into play, your opponent's stuff gets -0, -X.
Yeah.
And with Harvesting Season, that's at least 10.
Yeah, already.
Great.
Thanks.
Fantastic. Next up is Athenia, Deity of Harvest and Corruption. She is a black, green, and 1 for an 8/8. She enters, you choose Harvest or Corrupt. If you choose Harvest, you untap 3 of your Magic Stones, and if you choose Corrupt, you tap down your opponent's Magic Stones.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have Rune 1, you can choose both, or whenever you would choose Harvest and Corruption, you choose both. And that is actually like blanketed for every card that has Harvest and Corrupt, which is kind of ridiculous.
Insane.
And then you pay a green, you put any number of magic or any number of target cards in your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, or you can pay a black, remove all your opponent's graveyard.
Which destroys other Alter decks.
Yeah.
And other Perfect Loki decks.
Yeah.
You're just like, bye-bye for 1 black.
Yeah, she is your answer to Perfect Loki, because when they're like, cool, Perfect Loki, you're like, cool, in response, remove your yard.
Yep.
Get out of here. Thanks.
Insane. And of course, here's my boo, my waifu. Astema, the Returnee of Hatred. 2 black and 1, 7/6 flying. Enter. Your opponent loses 500 life. And if there are 3 or more runes revealed, which you probably will have, you gain 500, which is amazing. Then, pay 400 life, draw a card. This ability only during your turn and once per turn. And then you can pay 1,000 life. Your opponent loses 500, and you can only do this once per turn your turn. She's just extremely good.
Yeah.
And sexy.
Yeah, she does a lot of work.
All the work, almost.
This dude does a lot more work than I give him credit for.
Yeah.
And I put him a lot higher now. But it is Lich, the Resurrected Cleric. It is 2 black and 1 for a 7/7 with Bane, which already is good just because it's got
powerful.
Bane.
Yeah.
Enter, you choose Harvest or Corrupt. If you choose Harvest, you put a Resonator from your graveyard into your hand. And if you choose Corrupt, they discard a card. If your J Ruler is Lich, you get to do more stuff, which essentially he just gets to do it again if he dies. But we're not really playing Lich, so it's just 3 mana, choose Harvest or Corrupt. And most of the time, if you don't have an Athenia, you're going to choose Harvest to get back your dudes, to get back whatever you milled with Harvesting Season.
Yep.
But if you have Athenia, you just get both. And you're just like, cool, let's do both.
Exactly.
He does so much work. It's crazy.
He's just really good. And next up is Utgarda Loki, Giant of Darkness. Now, who knows if we're going to be hardcasting this, but it's 3 darkness and 4, 12/18. It has Bane for some weird reason. It has Barrier for total cost 4 or less. And Enter. Destroy target J Resonator. Your opponent discards a card and you lose 400 life. Now, it does have a discard ability. 2 black and 1 discard this card. And it does the exact same thing. Now, it doesn't show in the card because it's not retroactive yet. But you basically destroy target J/Resonator, your opponent discards a card, and you lose 400 life.
It's real good for 3 mana.
Yeah, super good.
I'll take it.
It kills a J Ruler for 3.
Yeah.
So,
next up, we got Athenia's Love, more of them, just because that card's really good, and it's a chant rune, so you can use it in the rune deck and in the chant, or in the actual deck. And it's just 2 mana or 1 mana.
Yep.
Choose one or both, and your dudes are eternal, or they sacrifice a dude.
And if you have Athenia, you do both for cheaper, and that's a super value.
Yeah, I will take super value.
Now, speaking of the graveyard, March of the Dead, 1 black, put target Resonator with total cost 2 or less from the graveyard to the field. Put up to 1 second target Resonator with 2 costs less from the graveyard to the field if this was awakened. So 3 black, you get to do two dudes. And there we go.
And you can get either Lailah, Onlooking Vampire, or Perfect Loki.
Yeah.
Because being able to just bring him back to Perfect Loki is not dumb right now.
Yeah, no, not just a board wipe at any turn you ever want.
Next up is Life-Severing Blade. It is a black and 2 quick cast. If a Resonator you control is put into the graveyard from the field this turn, you pay 2 less to play this.
Yep.
And it's destroy target Resonator. So 1 black, kill target dude.
That's all you need.
It's so good.
That's simple.
So good.
Simple enough. And of course, look up Corruption. On 1 darkness, look at your opponent's hand, choose a card with total cost 4 or less, then they discard that card. If this was Awaken, then you do 5 or more, which is 1 and a black. So for 3 mana, you can get 2 cards if necessary, if you know what you're playing against, after sideboard and stuff.
Yeah. And then finally, we have Sacrificial Altar, which it's a really great addition.
Yeah.
It is 1 black and 1 for an addition that you banish a Resonator, put an offering counter on this card. Banish this card, search your deck for a Resonator with total cost X or less, and put it into the field, where X is the number of offerings on this card. Then shuffle your deck. So this is the altar that you're offering up to the Hanzo cat.
Yes.
And you just get to go get whatever you need to get. Which, in this deck, you're most likely going to let it sit on 3 or 2, just because you either go get a Perfect Loki at instant speed or an Athenia.
Yeah. And that's all you really need. Like Athenia or Astema. And then, if you so dare... you can get the Giant of Darkness.
Yeah, you can go for 7, but that's a lot of dudes.
That's a bit much. That's just being silly.
Yeah, but that is it for the actual main deck. We have 20 Darkness Stones because your green stone is made from the Onlooking Vampire. So that is the only downfall, is that's the only way you can either flip Hanzo or play the Bullet Ball. But
besides that, it's mostly darkness.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's literally all darkness stuff, so it's not really a huge deal. But if you get them, cool, great. And then the only other thing else is we have a couple honorable mentions, but the only one that I really want to talk about, because the other ones are just extras in the deck, is the new one, Bastet, the creator of Cats. She's 1 green for a 4/4 quick cast. She enters, return target non-magic stone, non-J-ruler entity you control to its owner's hand, which is already cool.
Yeah.
Other cats J Resonators you control get +2/+2, and you can banish a magic stone. Target J Resonator you control gets a barrier until end of turn. So you can flash her in real quickly to save a dude to bounce it to your hand, and give your Hanzo +2/+2 to just be like, hey, cool, here's extra damage.
Yeah.
And sacrifice a magic stone to get barrier. Yes, please.
Yeah.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
And with of course the Lailah and the altar and all that, you're gonna have a bunch of stones constantly to be able to do that.
You're gonna have all the stones you need to do that, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that is the deck, guys. The deck list will be down below. Check it out. See what you think. And it definitely was a fantastic Patreon deck. We're gonna see what it does in a playtest here in a week or so. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And we will see y'all again next time.
Goodbye.
Later. Also, guys, I just remind y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all our future content, make sure you click that bell. It'll give you all the notifications you need.
With that, we'd like to go ahead and give a big thank you to all our fans that support us through the year, and especially our Patreon support people. We do like to give a shout out to our Mythic and Above supporters, and that would be Dwayne Higgs. Thank you very much. We love you.